Welcome back for episode 8 of Following Freak show dedicated to discussing last night's episode of American Horror Story Freak Show. I'm your moderator, Perry Nemiroff, and here are our panelists.
Hi, I'm Alexis Sarala.
Hi, I'm Sasha Capelli.
All right, so Meg clearly is not with us this week, but she's traveling, and she'll be back next week. So in episode 8, which is called Bloodbath, we see the aftermath of Ma Petite's death, and Ethel's absolutely had it with Elsa. And then while that's going on, we've got Dandy, who's kind of busy exploring the psychopath within him and taking his violence to new extremes. So I'm going to kick things off by talking about Dandy. If you've been keeping up with Following Freak Show, you're probably well aware that he's my favorite character. And now I'm going to also call him the most well-written character.
Yeah,
because he's really the only person on the show right now that's adhering to the personality that they established right from the start while still moving forward and doing new things. And, like, I just loved the part with that little temper tantrum he has with his mother in that room, because most of the time he kind of just freaks out because he doesn't get his way and acts like a baby. But this time he used it to manipulate her. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're getting smarter. And the fact that he's getting smarter is so great, because I feel like there's just so much good stuff that the writers can do with that in the episodes to come. And we really need more characters to start growing like Dandy did.
Yeah. No, definitely. It was great to see him actually not throw like a child tantrum, and to see him kind of actually be scary. Like he's been brilliant and maniacal and all that other stuff in the last episodes, but in this entire episode, he was the only character to actually frighten me.
How about that speech he did in the psychiatrist's office?
Was that right?
Where he like just so effortlessly was like, yeah, this is a man and a woman like tearing each other apart. Someone's insides are on the outsides. Oh, and like, what's my grade? How did I do?
Yeah.
He's off his mind.
Yeah, and who?
Bloodbath at the end.
Oh, that was good. That was a good image.
I did like it. I wonder if they're going to play more with the idea of him being. I mean, I guess then they're going to introduce cannibalism if this happens, but play more with that whole concept that he says in the beginning, with him trying to like take in what other people have by eating them or soaking in their blood, which I guess would add an interesting new element. But I don't want them to get too crazy like they did in Asylum, where they start pulling in all this
everything.
I don't want that to happen, but I'm quite happy with Dandy right now.
Yeah,
I thought the shooting of his mother was a little bit of a letdown. Like, she had done so many bad things. You wanted her to sort of like have a slow, torturous death at the hands of her son that she had coddled. But I guess it was shocking. So I guess that was good.
See, in that case, I was happy with it, because at least Gloria's death propels Dandy forward. There's another death in this episode that I don't think really did very much for the episode. So I guess maybe we should move on to Ethel. Alexis, do you want to talk about what happened to her?
Yeah, well, we had this great, really, really long scene between Kathy Bates and Jessica Lange, which was a great scene where they went through sort of their whole relationship, and how I thought it was really interesting that Kathy Bates called her best friend, even though she seemed almost more like her servant, like I was serving her the dinners and everything. Yeah. But I guess she was just a caring person, a caring best friend. Although it was interesting that Elsa was like, I was your savior, like more than just, she clearly didn't see them as equals.
It's funny, I wrote that in my review that I just posted. I said that they were talking about their friendship / like Ethel's servitude.
Right, exactly. And so then we had a couple great reveals. We had Kathy actually shooting the fake leg and learning. I think she might be the only one that knows the truth about those legs. So we heard the rest of that story.
Or knew.
Yeah, and then we had or knew. And then I couldn't believe Elsa just killed her with the knife through the eye, and so like. I didn't think it was going to happen, that anyone was going to die. I thought they were going to start to get over it, or I don't know. It seemed a shame to lose Kathy Bates as such almost like a moral center for all the freaks, I would say, and especially it caused to the breakdown of Jimmy losing his beloved mother. Even though it was interesting that Elsa said I raised you more than she did, or something.
Yeah. I hope they do explore that more. I was kind of disappointed that Ethel was gone, and like, while I think the performances during their big conversation were just over the top, like, fantastic in every way, like, the best ways possible.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little frustrated with how all over the place it was. It's like, they talked about everything in the span of, like, 8 minutes, and then all of a sudden we get a flashback, and it's like, hey, look at this oddly sensual relationship she had with the guy who built her new legs. I mean, really? Like, all right now? And I think because it came so fast and, like, all together like that, when she actually did get the knife to the head, I'm just like, all I could really think about was how disappointed I was that this is now an Ethel-less show.
Yeah.
Ethel-less, because she was a really good moral compass for the show, and like you said, her death didn't really accomplish anything because like Elsa actually doing it was like, okay, great, Elsa did it. Like, I'm just so sick of Elsa. Like I'm so sick of her, like, that character, and how, like, because you like you said, all over the place. The conversation was like, I took care of this, you took care of that. You're like our mom, and Elsa's not at all like the mom. Like, I don't like. If anything, Kathy Bates was more the mother of everyone, not only Jimmy. So it seemed a little like inauthentic, the conversation. So it was anticlimactic when she got killed, because I was like, oh yeah, Elsa could kill anyone at this point, and it wouldn't make me feel anything but anger and at Elsa, and bummed that I don't get to see Ethel anymore.
Meanwhile, Elsa's still running around being like, I didn't hurt anyone. Yeah, you did. You stabbed Paul in the stomach. What are you talking about? I mean, maybe if at this point she had just passed the twins off to Daddy, she could have made that argument, but no, she did hurt someone.
She did.
Well, it was also interesting in her protestations about Ma Petite, like, she should have just outright said, well, yes, I did say bad things about the twins, but I love Ma Petite. I don't know. I felt like Ethel was a little bit, I keep confusing their names.
And every time I was rereading my review just now to, like, spell check it and stuff, and every single time I had the word Elsa and Ethel in the same sentence, I was like, Elsa, and what's wrong with me?
I did appreciate, though, I think Jessica Lange actually made a very different acting choices when she cried over Ma Petite. It seemed real. Right. And then when she was crying over Ethel, it seemed so fake. And I appreciated that. I was like, oh yeah, Elsa's really a bad actress in real life.
Right, yeah,
See, exactly. But that's a total missed opportunity because, like, yes, like, Elsa finally shows that she's good. Like, she really did make me believe her, and that could have been a great turning point for the character yet again. And I mean, she is just, like, on the path of evil and nothing else.
I'm so sick of it.
I think the reason that it's such a big problem with the Freak Show is because it kind of opened up the world of the Freak Show as this group of people who are going to work together and make lives better for themselves, even though everybody around them hates them. And that was a really, like, great idea to get behind from the start. And now it's kind of, it's falling apart, and everyone's turning into bad people, and now it's getting harder and harder to keep justifying what they established right at the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's why I'm kind of not liking where they're taking it. I still very much enjoy being, like, in this world and watching the show, but when I think about what goes down after the episode wraps up, I'm like,
Me too. Yeah. Me too. I like the world. Like, I love the set. I love when, like, Elsa walks into the big tent, because there's always a moment when she walks in and, like, the tent is sprawling. Like, I actually wonder in real life how big that tent is, because it looks ginormous on TV. But I love that world.
Bag.
Yeah, right. I know, it's so rad. And I love that world. I do too. I love living in that world. But every time Elsa just does more, and when she was upset about Ma Petite, it did seem genuine, and I was kind of like, Ethel, there's way more things that Elsa's done that's been questionable that you could have called her on than actual being authentically upset about Ma Petite. So you decided to call her on the actual authentic thing that could have actually changed her, and now you pissed her off, and now you killed her, and now you got dead. So the whole thing was pointless.
Right. The one thing that I thought might have grown into something else is how Ethel's death affects Disarray, but I'm not too thrilled about what happened with that. But, Sasha, I'll let you open up the discussion on that one before I freak out.
Well, I mean, now, I love Disarray. She's a badass, and I love how she kind of also has a mother figure thing about her. Like, I loved how her and Ethel were going to the doctor together, and they were kind of figuring out how to fit in while also being different. And those were really nice moments to see them together. all of a sudden, all the freaks last night just forgot all of their moral compass, forgot that they were the ones who were left out all the time. They were the ones who were tarred and feathered all the time. And they decided to get back at Penny's father for being such a douchebag and making her into a freak and tattooing her and all that stuff. And there was a moment where Penny was like, I am a freak and I'm proud of it. And that, to me, should have been the end of it. Like, I'm glad that Emma Roberts kind of came in and stopped the whole thing, but that, to me, I don't think we needed a non-freak to do that. Like, really, we need a non-freak to come in and tell the actual people who have been left out in society that they have to keep on keeping on. Like, you know, like, yeah. I didn't really enjoy seeing that, like, all of them get back at the... I mean, tarred and feathering, that was pretty great, whatever, he was kind of a dick, but Desiree losing her mind like that really bummed me out, because, like, she was the one with the most poise and control and kind of the one who, even though she couldn't change herself, she still had pride. So this, to me, was, like, a loss of all sorts of, like, anything with the freaks. Like, we're just all going to join in and like, and kill this guy? What are we doing?
It seemed oddly motivated, too. It's like, where did that idea even come from? I thought maybe I had missed a beat somewhere, and I actually, just before we started recording, I went back and I rewatched what I DVR'd, and there really is no connection between Ethel's death and what Desiree decides to do.
Yeah. Right.
I thought for a minute, when I was rethinking it while writing my review without having rewatched it, I'm like, you know, maybe there was, like, a brief, like, look between Desiree and Dell where maybe she's blaming him for
that's what I thought.
Herself, but it's not there.
No.
I mean, there is a shot of Dell, but that's not how I would read it. So I didn't think that her actions were justified at all.
Me neither, at all.
It's also weird that they totally just dropped the whole Dell thing when they were so bent on revenge last week. Or at least not even revenge, but they were suspicious of him.
Right.
And you'd think they would continue that a little bit along with their other plans. But I think Sasha, what you were saying is true. Like, instead of having Emma Roberts come in, I think they could have given that role to the daughter, Penny.
Sure.
Gummer's character. She could have been the one to put a stop to it, and it would have been just as powerful. And I think found their moral compass a little better.
I'm sure they're using it to build up something for Maggie that's going to happen in future episodes, but, like, I totally agree with you guys. The one thing that I think could have made that moment better with Maggie involved is if they held on to the whole freak versus non-freak thing a little more. I mean, we kind of lost that whole idea that she's faking. Like, that hasn't been brought up. And on top of that, the whole idea of the freaks of the freak show and the non-freaks of the town idea is completely gone as well.
Oh, yeah.
And great. Right. They came to see the show, but now what? Like, where is everybody?
Right, and that was kind of the most interesting thing to me was, like, I mean, that's the most interesting thing about freak shows to me is how people will come and watch and pay and eat popcorn and watch these people, and then how they go back and live their lives. But that's been completely X'd out, and now the freaks are, like, tearing each other apart, and all of a sudden forming a coven, like, between when Penny is like, these are my sisters, like, how did that even happen? like you were just dating Paul. I mean, we didn't even get to see any relationship building things with Penny or anyone. So all of a sudden, on principle, Desiree wanting to take another life just seems towards the end when Jimmy and Maggie were talking and he's like, you non-freak, go back to your non-freak life. Like, he kind of calls her out on that, but he's also, like, he's lost all of his moral compass too because his mom's dead now. So I don't find any of these characters sympathetic anymore. When I did before, but they ruined it for me.
I either need to be able to connect to characters because I like them, or I need to just have fun with what they're doing, think about what they're doing, like Dandy. And right now, a large majority of them are stuck in this like a wading pool where nothing's really happening, and their actions are just really hard to track, and for the most part, unjustified.
Yeah.
All right, so. Actually, before we move into rapid fire, what do you guys think of our new freak? I'm a Wiggles.
Oh, I don't know. I like her. I think she's a cute character. I think it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be just a placeholder or...
Right, yeah, I thought it was a little bit shoved in. I was like, really? We need another one right now? Like,
I was thinking the same thing, too. You know what I think might have happened? And I think this happened with Penny, too. Remember how we saw that quick glimpse of Penny in episode 1, and we're like, what the hell was all that about? Yeah. And all of a sudden she showed up X amount of episodes later. I don't know, maybe they had shot more with these characters and are not including it, because... I mean, yeah, she does feel like an afterthought in this episode. They're not going to introduce her for no reason and not keep her around and have something happen, but in terms of her introduction, I wouldn't say it's a satisfying and exciting one that makes me look forward to what this character has to come.
Right. There was no, like, Elsa just picked her up on an exercise machine. Like, there wasn't even any sort of, like we didn't get to see how she was, like, freakicized, you know, by the community or how...
Well, she talked about it a little bit, about her family rejecting her. Yeah.
She did, yeah. I just thought it could have been a little... Like, again, I feel like they're not making these characters, like, as sympathetic as I feel like, or as related, or something. Like, my heart's not going out to these guys at all.
Well, and there's also so many freaks that have been there since the beginning that we still don't have backstories for. Like, I'd love to see more.
Amazon Eve.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example.
I want more of her. I want her to get an episode like Paul got.
Yeah, exactly. I would love that.
She's actually one of the only nice, likable ones left, actually.
Yeah.
'Cause she normally does the right thing. I mean, then again, I guess she was part of this whole tarring and feather and possibly killing part, but I always look at her as like a very kind person, and I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like rapid fire content, but here we go, rapid fire time. Point in the show where we get to discuss what we're looking forward to most in the episode to come. So, other than hoping that Amazon Eve gets a solo episode, I want more Dandy. Surprise, surprise. He's been a mama's boy since the start of the show, and now Gloria's gone. Okay, it's by his own doing. He did it, but is he going to be able to handle this? Is he prepared for life with no mother? And what about Regina, too? Gabourey Sidibe's character, is he just going to kill her? I highly doubt it's going to be just as easy as that, but I mean, the smart thing for him to do, I guess, in this spot would be to just go up and kill her. So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes down. Alexis, what do you got for us?
Well, the most intriguing thing about this episode was the faceless voiceover of the psychiatrist, which
Danny Houston. That was totally him.
Yeah.
But wasn't he also the Italian that fixed the legs?
I think he's both.
He's both too.
And that's why I'm betting that there's going to be another Danny Houston, Jessica Lange romance.
Right.
I thought the same thing.
Well, I was actually thinking more, because now I'm looking for all the ways that the shows are going to cross over. So I was like, oh, could this be someone from Asylum?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious to learn about him. And then I guess I just still want more backstories, like we were talking about. You know, I'd love to see more Paul. I'd love to see more Legless Susie. All of them. You know, let's shed lights on the ones that are still around.
I like that idea. Sasha, what about you?
I feel like this is weird, but going back to the oldie-timey movie Freaks, those freaks were kind of badass, and they actually were kind of douchebags. Like they kind of wanted people to join them, and when they didn't, they made fun of them. And at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, the one woman who wants to buy them and kind of exploit them, they turn her into her own sort of freak, and they turn her into a chicken or something like 1920s-y and weird. So they tar and feather her technically, and they turn her into a monster. So if that's the route they're gonna go that way. Like, go balls to the wall, Desiree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, take Emma Roberts, make her into a freak. I want to see freaks gone freak wild. Like, if that's what we're going to do with this, then let's just really go and let Jimmy go crazy. Let them all just tear the town apart, loot, riot, do everything that everybody expects them to do. So at least I can like pick a side, you know, like just do that. Make Elsa into more of a freak than she is. I'll be satisfied. So freak behavior is what I want.
We need to get you into that writer's room. That's the show I want to watch.
Right? Like let's just do it all then.
All right, so that's an episode. That's a wrap on episode 8 of Following Freak Show. It is an episode.
It is an episode.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for new installments the day after every episode of American Horror Story airs on Collider. And we love reading your comments, so keep leaving your thoughts in the comment section below, and then maybe we'll discuss all of your topics and ideas on next week's show. So thank you guys so much for watching Freak Show with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.